So Andrew Tate has just launched his AI automation campus.
You're fired! Just fired 20 staff.
And he's planning to teach thousands of people how to build AI automation agencies. And so the AAA market as a whole is about to see an explosion of new players. And some are calling this the beginning of the end for the AAA model, or the top of the market. But here's the thing. This kind of pattern happens over and over and over again with online business models. And in this video, I'm going to show you why this influx of new agencies and interest in the model isn't a threat, it's actually a massive opportunity if you know the right moves to make. First, I'll break down what the Tate program is all about. Then I'll explain its impact on the AI automation agency space as a whole. And then I'm going to be ending things with 4 steps that all AAA owners must take starting today in order to stay ahead of this new wave of competition and thrive in 2025 and beyond. Now, before we get into things, I do have to start with a disclaimer, of course. This is a breakdown of the impact of Tate's program's release. Some people hate Andrew Tate, some people love him. This is just going to be a breakdown of the facts and an analysis of the impacts on the AAA model. So please, no fighting down in the comments below, just keep it PG. So on November the 1st, Andrew Tate launched his AI automation campus as part of his The Real World program. And his target with this is to teach a lot of the young entrepreneurs that come through his program how to build AI automation agencies, which is exactly what we've been talking about here on this channel for over a year now. And back in May of 2023, my business partner Josh and I literally sat down to figure out what to call this new business model that we discovered. And we decided on calling it the AI automation agency. So if I'm honest, it feels a little bit strange now seeing it on, say, Andrew Tate's website like this. But this campus that he's created aims to teach AI-driven customer support. You got lead follow-up, sales automation, content creation, basically the whole AI automation agency playbook. And from what I've heard, they're even teaching their students how to build and sell AI solutions on my software, Agentive, which is, again, pretty strange. And so with a new pathway like this into the AI automation agency space, the market is about to change pretty significantly. But here's why that's actually great news for anyone who's been following the space for a while now. Now, I know what you're thinking. More agencies means more competition, more interest, more people getting into it. It's going to make it harder for us. But this isn't going to play out how most people think. And if you're watching this video, you're already a step ahead. And because there's thousands of new people who are just discovering the AAA model now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you're positioned to ride this new wave of interest from all these new people to the AI business of your dreams that can help you to build the kind of future that you want from your life. And I'm going to break down how to do that at the end of this video. But you first need to get over this silly fear of saturation and competition, because what we're seeing is not saturation of the market, it's actually validation. And as I've covered before on this channel, if you really think about the number of businesses that are actually utilizing AI technology that we talk about here, that seems so basic to us, it's actually shockingly low out in the market. Like if you called up every dental practice in the United States, how many of them would be using some kind of AI voice receptionist system that could actually do what it's supposed to do? I would say very few. I'd say less than a percent of a percent even. Like the market is still completely untapped. There is still so much work that needs to be done to transition businesses into this new AI first future that we're moving towards. Most businesses are not even ready to be adopting it. They are still at square one trying to figure out what the hell AI is. We've been seeing this with our consultancy business that we've started recently. What you need to understand is that when people tell you that the market is getting saturated, what they're really telling you and what's going on underneath is that this business model is proven. There is opportunity here. There is money being made. Because as the saying goes, where there's smoke, there's fire. And there's a reason that all of the best opportunities in the world eventually become saturated. It's because there's actually a lot of money to be made there, or people are actively making a lot of money. Take the real estate industry, for example. There's 1.5 million realtors in the United States of America. Yet every single day, more and more people are still going out and getting their real estate license. And they enter one of the most saturated and highly competitive markets in the world. Now, why the hell would they do that? It's because they know there is money to be made. They know that if they get to the top 5% of realtors in the country, they might be making $500,000 or more a year. If they get into that top 1%, they could be taking millions home a year. They know that people are doing this and making this amount of money. And what I want to transfer to you in this video is the complete certainty that I have in the potential of the AI space as an entrepreneur that has allowed me to go all in and succeed so fast, despite at the same time thousands of other people getting into this market and also getting their share. I know that if I do the work in this space, the money will come, and it has. It's come faster and in greater amounts than any other area of business that I've been in over the past 5 years. And so my question to you, if you're feeling concerned about news like this, like Andrew Tate's got a course out, there's going to be lots of new people coming in. If you're feeling concerned about this and having new people enter in the market, if new realtors don't mind joining the back of the queue of 1.5 million people, then why would being AI automation agency owner number 5001 discourage you from starting the business? Especially when we're sitting on the edge of an industry that is rapidly expanding in all directions, ensuring that there's more than enough for everyone without the need for cutthroat competition. When you get really advanced markets like the equities market, like stocks and like real estate, There's so much competition and it's so cutthroat because there is that point of saturation. The market is continuing to expand in size, meaning there's always new opportunities and areas for you to make money. So it's nowhere near as cutthroat as these other highly saturated industries. The actual number of AI automation agency owners who are actually all in and are actually working with clients on a consistent basis is still in the low thousands. And that's literally a fraction of what this world needs to make the AI transition over the coming decades that the whole opportunity is based upon. And like I said over on X, which if you're not already following me, I'll put a link in the description, but timing is everything. Any business model can work, you can make money with it, but your success and how much you make from it and succeed from it is primarily determined by how early you get into it. And the AI automation agency model is literally in its infancy, and our early mover advantage on it is shrinking daily. Many people think that their success as an entrepreneur is primarily based on how hard they work, which is not true. Their success depends more so on how effectively that hard work, this unit of work that you would put into anything that you do, is actually converted into wealth. And the conversion ratio between that hard work and wealth is based on, firstly, the business model that you choose to invest your time and energy in. Secondly, the market that the model is based on, if it's growing or shrinking, and how big it's going to be. And thirdly, how early you get into that model and that vehicle. By far, one of my favorite quotes in business, and one that I'm always thinking about, is from Warren Buffett. And he says, "It's not about how hard you row, it's about the boat you're in." And what we have in front of us right now is the aspiring entrepreneur's dream. It is by far the best boat on the market right now. You're getting in early on a business model that is based on the largest tech trend in the past 15 years. And the reason that I harp on so much about this is that I genuinely feel like I have an obligation to slap some sense into as many of you aspiring entrepreneurs as I can. Because when I started in entrepreneurship, all I had were the crumbs left on the table of the dropshipping boom. And that was all I had to get started with. And because of that, it took me 14 months and probably a lot more pain and suffering than it needed to for me to be able to make my first dollar in profit. 14 months to just make $1 in profit online because I was so late to the party with the dropshipping thing. If you go back to little 18-year-old Liam, I would have killed to have had this opportunity in front of me right now. And it gives you a clear path to go all in on something for the next decade. And that's something that I really didn't have. So please don't make the mistake of thinking that a course from someone like Andrew Tate means that the party's over and that you've missed the entry on this model. These windows of opportunity to get in early on these things only comes around once in a decade or more. I mean, I literally only discovered the AI automation agency and named the model in May of 2023. It's been a year and a half since then. Even online business models like SMA that have had so much publicity and have been going on for more than 8 years, people are still getting into it and making money with it now. So you have a chance now to be one of the ones who was early to AI automation agencies. And then 5 years down the line, people will be still getting into it and they will be wishing that they had started today at this point where you are right now. So my point here is that where there's smoke, there's fire. Increasing saturation and competition in a business model is not necessarily a signal to get out or you've missed the boat. It's a signal to double down. It's a signal that we are entering the next phase of a natural evolution of an online business model that has huge potential. So while this may seem like the beginning of the end for AAAs, and now it's going mainstream, we've missed the boat, the big news like this is actually the validation that the space needs right about now. This isn't the end of the opportunity, it's the moment that it goes mainstream, and this is the period where most of the money is made. But it's not all going to be sunshines and rainbows for us from here on out. So here's a breakdown of the immediate and long-term impacts of this course release, and likely the ones that will come after it, on the AI automation agency market. The first immediate effect is, of course, increased awareness and validation of the model. So the AAA model's just got a massive boost in visibility from someone like Andrew Tate, putting it front and center on his brand and all of the people who follow him. But we're not just seeing another course launch here, we're actually seeing the model itself kind of going mainstream to a certain degree. And it's no longer just me here kind of trying to scream the message out. We now have other people and other public figures trying to lead their followers to get their slice of this new industry as well. And I think more will come fairly quickly after this as well. And for those of us who are already in this game, we've been in it for a while, this is great news as well, because everything that we've been working on, everything we've been building, it's being validated by all of these new people suddenly saying, hey, I wish I got into this sooner. I'm going to try to get into it now. And the other immediate effect, of course, is going to be a new wave of competitors and more people entering the market. So this Tate program is going to bring thousands of new players into the space, or at least interest. Most of them are going to be complete beginners, and they're going to be looking to hop on this AI automation wave. And when it comes to longer term changes in the market, the first one is going to be a higher demand for quality service providers. This influx of newbies into the market is going to create a clear divide between those who actually know what they're doing and those who are just starting out. And so it's your experience, even if it's just a few months ahead of these people, becomes a massive advantage for us now. And as the market fills up with new players who are just getting started, clients and prospects and people who are trying to get AI solutions for their business are going to be looking for providers who can actually deliver and not just make a bunch of promises. So this is when your personal branding, your case studies, your content, your success stories, they all become much more valuable assets and essential to actually stand out from the crowd that's going to be swarming around this opportunity. The ones who can demonstrate their expertise are going to be the ones who rise above the noise and are able to continue to make money in this market moving forward. Another long-term effect is going to be increased skepticism towards AI service providers. So many of these newcomers are going to be under-promising and over-delivering, as is kind of the go-to for new people in the space. This over time will make businesses more and more skeptical of AI automation service providers, and you may feel a bit of pushback when you hop on some of these calls, like, oh, I've worked with people like you before, and yeah, they did this. So it's likely that over the next year or so, you're going to start to have more of those run-ins with people who have been burnt. And that's just a natural effect of these new people coming in. When you look at the SMMA market, the amount of skepticism towards paid marketing agencies and paying them a few $1,000s a month on retainer is ridiculous. Everyone is so skeptical about these offers that SMMA owners make. Many people have been burned because it sounds great. Hey, you pay me a few $1,000s and I'll market and grow your business. But the number of agencies who did that well is far less than those who didn't. But this increased skepticism is actually an opportunity of sorts, because while it may damage some of the market's reputation, those of us who are delivering real results will stand out even more. So quality work and proven results of past clients is going to become your best differentiator, and that goes into your personal branding and all of the things we touched on just before. So with all this in mind, what moves should you be making to be able to capitalize on the changes in the market like this? Let me lay out exactly what you need to do in order to turn this market shift and increase competition into your biggest opportunity for 2025. Firstly, you need to go all in now. I've always said that we're going to have this early period initially in this market to find our feet before the masses arrive. Well, they're about to arrive, and this is your last chance to go all in on AI. It's not going to wait for you anymore. So that's number one. Secondly, you need to build your authority on the backs of these newcomers. And here's the opportunity that most people aren't actually going to see with this, is that thousands of people are about to start searching for anything related to AI automation and starting one of these businesses, how to build certain solutions. With all these new eyeballs, this is your chance to very quickly and easily build a personal brand that instantly marks you out as a credible expert in the field. So you can create content that showcases the AI solutions that you've built in action. You can share interesting use cases for automation. You can break down how different tools work. When you look at it like this, every one of these new competitors is actually becomes a potential viewer or potential follower and a number next to your name that signals authority to the clients that you're trying to sign. So when you're pitching to these clients or prospects, having 10,000 followers and 10,000 views on your AI automation agency content, it instantly sets you apart from the flood of these new agencies. So while others are going to be struggling to prove their credibility and they're going to be new and they're going to suck at delivering, you'll have visible social proof that shows that you're a legitimate player in this space. And so this is really how you turn this wave of newcomers into your advantage, because their hunger for AI content becomes your path to building the kind of following that makes clients trust you before they even hop on a call. So that's number two. Number three is to sell shovels in the gold rush. And this is a pretty cliche bit of business strategy advice. So we're creating an entirely new ecosystem of online businesses here. Just like SMMA has all of their tools and things that they need to deliver their services well and effectively, we will need that for the AI automation agency space too. So whether that's helping with client acquisition or to delivering their solutions, all of these new people and ourselves are essentially creating a new ecosystem of online businesses. And with that comes massive demand for tools that this new type of business need to deliver their services, to get more clients, to onboard their clients. You know, there's so many different angles that you can hit, where like one great example I saw recently was a voice agent testing tool that automates the testing of voice AI systems, which is something that can take hours because you're essentially having to ring this thing up constantly and test. And there's little things like that where there's going to be a lot of pain points that arise for all of these new agency owners, whether that's you have a client acquisition system for them and you figure out, I will get you clients with Instagram, or I will get you clients with cold email, and you start to sell services to these new agencies, and you build an AI tool or software that allows you to do that more easily. Like, you need to start thinking smarter. And I think everyone always makes it sound like it's such a scammy way of doing things. You sell the shovels in the gold rush rather than going for the gold itself. It's just smart to a certain degree. If you're an agency owner and you've built this voice AI testing tool for your own business, or you've built some handy tools internally that allowed you to get your agency off the ground, why don't you productize that and go sell that to, like, there's demand for it. There's so many people trying to get into this now. There's nothing unethical about making a tool that really helps people to start this business on their own. So looking for these opportunities, the best way to find these selling shovels in the gold rush kind of opportunities would be to go into my free school community and look at all of the common pain points people are having. People are asking questions in there all the time, like, hey, I'm really struggling with this. Like, oh, my closers are not doing a good job, or like, I'm struggling to get results with cold email, or this tool isn't really working that well. There's so many of those opportunities in there. Just hop on a call with them, say, hey, can you walk me through what you're struggling struggling with here. But by far the best way to do this would be to start your own agency successfully, discover those problems yourself, and then create a product or a solution that solves that problem, and then sell it to other people within this new emerging ecosystem. And so that's number 3. Number 4, and the fourth and final one, is just to stick with it. Stay the course. Building businesses in this AI space is the smartest play right now. We've gone over that earlier in this video. You're going to be building essential skills for the AI age. You're going to leverage this hype to grow your following, and you're going to position yourself where all of the money is flowing in the global economy right now. You just need to basically grab a bucket and go and get your share, position yourself correctly. Now, of course, it's not going to happen overnight, but if the massive increase in interest in this business model says anything, it's that it is the best place to spend your time as an entrepreneur. So what are my final thoughts on this massive spike in interest in the AI automation agency model? While a part of me does feel a certain way when I see other people hopping on the wagon like this, I know that it's just part of the journey that every successful business model and really idea goes through. It's like I'm seeing this baby that my team and I brought to life and really looked after for the past year and a half go out into the world and start to multiply. There's a Richard Dawkins quote I really like on this, which is, the natural selection of ideas works exactly like biological evolution. The best ones spread and multiply. So for us as AAA owners, this is really the start of a new phase for the model where it goes out there and multiplies and more people get into it. We can expect to see a lot more people make similar moves to what Andrew Tate's done. But remember what I said earlier is that where there's smoke, there's fire. And right now, we're seeing more and more and more smoke as this model matures, which is a great sign. So I urge you to keep your foot on the gas. We still have years to go before saturation in this market will become noticeable. And even when it does, by then you will have built up a personal brand that's going to allow you to rise above the rest and continue to succeed regardless of how saturated it gets. You will be that 1% of real estate agents in this highly competitive and saturated market that's bringing home the lion's share of the profits. So start creating content, start building your authority and credibility, and you'll be ready to crush it in the next phase of this model. And if you're ready to go all in on starting your AI business now and to get your slice of this action, you can join my free school community in the description below and start the free course that's inside for you. Or if you were looking for an in-depth breakdown of all of the different AI business opportunities in the market right now, I've just done a complete guide on getting into AI business as a beginner here. But aside from that, guys, that's all for the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.